Are you two alright?
As soon as we walked outside, Red Riding Hood doused us in water. Thank you. I hope it was cold water, because gosh, these two need it. More buckets, please.
Thank goodness. I'm so glad you're both safe. Red Riding Hood. The fire truck will be here any moment now. It's not safe here. Please evacuate. Right.
What a bro. Thanks, Red. A short distance away, we stopped and looked back at the candy house. It was engulfed in scarlet flames. As we gazed blankly at it through the darkness, Gretel pulled me close.
It all went up in flames.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anything will be left by the time the fire's out.
Yeah.
But now the Wicked Witch has been defeated. We're free.
Right. Thank you, Gretel. We smiled at each other, our faces both covered in soot.
Now kiss.
I'm going insane. After that, the fire department arrived. Fortunately, the fire was extinguished before it could spread to the rest of the forest. Thank goodness. Forest didn't deserve that. They brought us in for questioning, and after a few days, we were finally able to go home again. Home again, home again. Mom and Dad took one look at us and started crying tears of joy. Upon further inspection, I realized they both looked really gaunt. They were both so tormented by our absence they had scarcely eaten a single bite of bread. Well done, well done.
Mom, Dad, I'm sorry.
Later.
You idiot! Gah!
Ow! You monster! You didn't have to hit us!
You have no right to complain after what you've put us through. Do you realize how worried we all were?
Obviously, my brother was furious. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
We both apologized on our hands and knees. They had every right to be angry with us. We had no defense. We both hung our heads guiltily. Ryoshi sighed heavily. Then he reached out and ruffled our hair aggressively. Gah!
Where'd that come from? For now, I'm just glad you're safe. Welcome home, Eureka. And Gretel.
He smiled at us affectionately. I didn't even know Ryoshi was capable of smiling like that. That's how he gets them ladies. Gretel and I exchanged a look. Then we recited in unison, "We're home!"
To save his sister, the younger brother Gretel sacrificed his most precious treasure. Quite possibly, he had lost his only family, his only real connection. But in exchange, his sister's treasure would surely create a new bond. And so, having returned from the candy house with treasure in hand, they lived happily ever after. The end.
I just realized we never saw tiny Gretel. We didn't have like a flashback to baby Gretel at all. And that was my first time noticing the wizard's color is purple. Hello, he's got a purple border with flowers, y'all. This is what? No wonder I was attracted. He just gave off them purple vibes. Once upon a time, in the looking-glass world, there was a young man named Gretel. Gretel had an older sister who he was very proud of. She was smart, beautiful, and worth her weight in jewels. Gretel wanted to be as good as her, so he worked hard in everything he did, from schoolwork to sports. He built up an image of the perfect brother to match his sister, but that was not the real him. beneath his mild-mannered facade was a violent, destructive impulse. One day, something small set off his hair-trigger temper. Another student made a vulgar comment, and in retaliation, Gretel beat him black and blue. From there, his life went completely off the rails. Following the incident, his older brother confined him to a stark white room and administered medication. At first, Gretel resisted, but when he thought of his sweet sister, he endured the punishment and obeyed. Once he was free from the white room, Gretel stopped relying on his sister. Instead, he wanted his sister to rely on him. He was terrified that his beloved sister would one day abandon him. After all, he knew he wasn't her real brother. In order to keep himself calm, Gretel ate candy at all times. He was convinced that his sister and his candy were the only things he needed. Their lives were peaceful and happy, and he was sure those happy days would last forever. But that happiness was fragile, and one small mistake made it all fall apart. Yet again, Gretel had hurt someone. Friends of Gretel's victim had exacted revenge upon Gretel's sister. When he learned his beloved sister was hurt, Gretel lost all sense of rationality and went on a rampage. And this time he crossed a line that was never meant to be crossed. His sister caught him in the act. Crying, he begged her not to abandon him. Then his precious sister took her adopted brother by the hand and wandered deep into the forest. They had no need for moonlight or guideposts. They weren't going home. After all, they had abandoned their home. Together they wandered the forest for who knows how long. Then they came across a tiny cabin in the woods. It was a candy house. The four walls were white. The furniture was all white. White, white, white as far as the eye could see. This eerie white house had all the essentials needed for a home. Food, clothes, and a wood-burning stove. And so the two siblings decided to make this their home sweet home. But the longer they lived there, the more it began to affect Gretel. He laced his beloved sister's food with candy to keep her memory hazy. Then he tied her hands and feet and stole her agency. Gretel was battling the desire to devour his sister, but time was running out. He had used the candy to suppress his urges, but now the candy was running low. As the effects of the candy faded, his sister regained her memories. She felt pity for Gretel, who suffered because of her, and so she decided to throw herself into the fire. She had realized that she was the wicked witch who controlled Gretel. Gretel was faced with an impossible choice. He could sacrifice their sibling relationship and live with her as her lover, or he could die as her brother. His sister was his only connection, his dearest treasure. After a lot of thought, Gretel sacrificed his treasure to save his sister, the witch. Instantly, the witch transformed into a princess and gave Gretel a new treasure: the sex. And so, having returned from the candy house with treasure in hand, they lived happily ever after. Aw, he's so happy now. Look at that sweet boy. I'm losing it. This is what happens when you've got two crazy people. You make a third crazy person. You know, I gotta admit, the writing was impeccable as far as, like, the twist on the fairy tale. I gotta admit, like, that was exceptionally done. It kept me guessing the entire time how they were going to do that, but I thought it was fantastic. I'm still torn on Gretel. I still don't know where to put him, or how I feel about him. As messed up as it is, I think I would actually put his root above Red's, just because Gretel and Eureka are both crazy people in this. Whereas Red was very much like the loser in that scenario. The power balance was very clearly in Eureka's hands. And on this side, it wasn't as apparent in the beginning, but she really was as crazy as him and was taking away his agency, and he just repaid her in kind. So I'm like, I guess? Like, from that standpoint, they are well suited in a crazy kind of way. And it'd be interesting to see if they can, like, overcome this with Ryoshi's help. I really don't know. But yeah, as bizarre as it is, I think I might end up not Gretel as a person, but Gretel's root. I mean, Red's a sweetie, but he deserves someone better than Eureka. I can't believe Eureka freaking lied to me again. Even with me being sus of her this time, oh, that's very pretty. But even with me being sus of her, she still got me, and I didn't, like, oh gosh, I can't believe she was in control the entire time. Of course she was. Why? I mean, of course the thought occurred to me, but I'm like, but yeah, that's how it ended up. That's how it ended up. Alright, well, you know what? This is like a nice picture, so I'm actually gonna take a look at this. She's even wearing the ribbons you picked out for her. It's like around her neck and her arm and her head. So her throat, hand, and brain are all yours, Gretel. Congratulations, sir. I hope you're happy with your choice. I hope she's happy with her. You know what? I hope you both are happy, you crazy people.
There. All set.
How does it look?
It matches you perfectly, of course. I bought it for you after all. Do you honestly question my taste?
Nope. I trust you.
You seem pleased.
Of course I am. It's such a sweet gift.
I'm glad to see you're enjoying it so much. Plus, I'm sure these ribbons are glad to be used for their intended purpose for a change. Although, I wouldn't mind wrapping your whole body in ribbons. That way it's a gift for me, too.
Whoa there, buddy.
Too far?
Way too far.
You liked it. Don't lie.
I'm not lying. I think.
I heard that! You know, when you react like that, it tells me you want me to keep going. Good grief. You have no idea how hard I'm trying to hold back.
This is you holding back?
It is, actually. Isn't it obvious? I can't just have my way with you. You mean too much to me. I'm the type to save my favorite food for last. Why'd you go all quiet all of a sudden?
You love to coddle me, don't you?
Damn right I do. Although I admit your brother has already warned me not to do it too much or you'll get a big head.
Seriously? Damn it, Ryoshi.
Oh. And yet, I find myself doing it anyway. I just love you so much. I feel bad for disobeying my brother-in-law, but I have no plans of letting up anytime soon.
Did you guys get married? Because I don't see no ring. Okay, she's as confused as me.
What's wrong?
In-law?
Oh, that. He's my brother in name only. The two of us aren't actually related. But in the future, when we're married, he'll be my in-law. Following that logic, your parents will be my in-laws too. Oh, how did I fail to see this sooner? What an easy way to make a family.
Oh my god. That's it? That's all you needed? Just that little... Sure. Good. Go. Keep going. You know you're not going to have a sister-in-law, right?
No, but instead I'll have a wife. Or shall I say, my bride-to-be. It's too early to get married, so we can stay boyfriend and girlfriend for now. Think of it as a dress rehearsal.
Right.
Admittedly, I am rather grateful to your brother, and your mother, and your father. If they hadn't fought for me as hard as they did, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
Even if we can't take the same classes, we'll still be at the same school. And if it means I can be at school with you, then I'll be as perfect as humanly possible. Of course, I'll work hard to make up for your mistakes, too. I'll apologize on your behalf as many times as it takes, sister. Slip of the tongue. I meant to say Eureka.
You can keep calling me sister if you want to, sweetie.
Are you mocking me?
Of course not.
After all the times I've called you sister, it's become a habit I can't quite kick.
What's wrong with that?
A lot of things! You're my girlfriend, Eureka. I can't keep referring to you as my sister.
Thank God. Okay. I don't want to hear what you guys are planning roleplay-wise in the bedroom. Just, no. Stop it. Get some help.
But then again, if you want me to, I don't mind slipping up every once in a while.
Yes, please.
Good grief. You're not supposed to coddle me like this, you know.
I can't help it. I just love you so much. You're my treasure, so of course I'm going to coddle you.
You're completely incorrigible.
Oh, actually,
What is it?
what would you like in exchange for the ribbon?
You don't have to repay me.
Yes, I do. As much as I love it when you spoil me, this relationship will be awfully one-sided unless I make it up to you.
Fine, if you insist. In that case, would you get me a matching ribbon?
A ribbon? Really?
Do you know why I got you a ribbon in the first place, dear sister? Because I wanted it to be a symbol of our connection.
Like a good luck charm?
Yes. May we be tied together forevermore. By tying the ribbon to you, I was essentially making a wish. Oh, but also, I wanted to stake my claim. That way all the other men would know not to lay a hand on my treasure. You know how possessive I can be, right?
Of course. I know everything about you, Gretel.
Then I want you to tie a ribbon to me in turn. Pray that we'll be together for the rest of our lives.
I've already made that prayer 1,000 times, and I'll probably keep praying for it for the rest of my life, because I never want these happy days to end.
In that case, I'd better make it happen. This means I'll have to suck it up and put in a lot of effort. But I'll give it my best. I'm a total sucker for you, so I can't help but want to make all your dreams come true. Eureka. The days I spend with you are my most irreplaceable treasure. I vow to cherish you always. So, please stay with me forevermore.
Oh, look at them. So cute. She's even in her maid outfit and stuff. You love to see it. Question. After we skip that. Oh no, I'm gonna have to look at that every time I load the game now. Anyway. Question. I don't think we actually got a smooch CG with these two, which is interesting. Considering, like, the extent to the things we talked about with our dear brother, I'm surprised that we, like, drew the line at a kiss. I don't think there was one kiss in the entire thing. CG-wise, I mean. I may need to reevaluate my ratings. I don't know. I don't know about this. I have a lot of soul searching to do with this. I will say, I'll just reiterate. Gut reaction. Gretel is not the worst yandere I've encountered. He definitely made me very uncomfortable. That was mostly because he kept saying sister every 5 seconds. I'm glad at least that they were adopted siblings. It wasn't even like a step-sibling situation. It was... Which, I mean, step-sibling situation I'm also okay with as long as the, you know, the ones involved were like already teenagers at the very least or something. Like they didn't grow up as kids as a step-family. I still would have liked to have had more background on when he was adopted by the family, why Ryoshi was like so sus of him, like just he very briefly touched on the fact that both him and Eureka have some sort of mental illness. But I mean, gosh dang, if this route didn't try to give this boy like all kinds of reasons and motivations for why he was the way he was, and I appreciate that. Because certain other ones, Toma, didn't have that, and it was infuriating. So, at least I can kind of understand where he was coming from. I also like that he acknowledged that he needs help and is going to try to change. That's also a positive in his favor. And our girl is just as, if not more, messed up than him. So, you know what? They can work it out together. She's not an innocent little butterfly, you know, like she's gone. She's gone with him. She created this whole thing, so you know what? That's what she wants. That's what she gets. So, as long as they're happy, I say let the yanderes be. Alright. Well, I will, I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys thought of the finale of this down below, because I'm sure you've got some thoughts. Some spicy takes. I can't wait to read all of it, and we can chitty-chat about it. But for now, I am done. And I think we have 3 bad endings for Gretel, so buckle up. We're not done with this ride anytime soon, just yet. I hope I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not hopeful. I hope, but I'm not hopeful. Sure. Yeah, I'm a walking contradiction, whatever. I hope, but I'm not hopeful for the wizard to come and give me some levity, but I've heard tale from a little birdie that the bad endings are gonna get rough from here on out, so maybe I'm not gonna have wizard shenanigans. Maybe it's gonna be more traditional bad endings. But we'll find out together. Thanks again, guys, for joining me for this. Until next time, I will see you later.
I am on my way, hand me her phone down, never good.